Welcome, beloved awakened one. I'm Monica Bermudez, and this is the podcast of the Ascended Earth, the transfiguration of the new you, the new human. We are an ever-evolving human, learning, growing, expanding, and upgrading. What you are and always will be is a divine, cosmic galactic source from source, more than you can imagine. But not all of us are living to our fullest potential. It is time to embrace what you are and unlock your magical keys and spiritual gifts. This podcast is a transmission of energy codes meant to unlock other dormant DNAs to remember, reconnect, revive, and renew you to the new human, the avatar that you are. This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello, beloved. This is Monica Bermudez. In this episode, I want to focus on speaking divine truth and the throat chakra. Now, we are comprised of several major chakras as well as minor chakras. So we have major and minor throughout our body and even above our body and near our body. And the reason why I want to focus on the throat chakra is because this is a big power source of our divine truth, of being our expressive selves here on this earth, and how we express the divine within ourselves to others. So in the communication state. So it is our own voice from our own higher self, the higher aspect of us. And it does work in conjunction with the heart as well. So the heart, which is the heart center, is comprised of the upper heart chamber and the lower heart chambers of the heart chakra. And above, the upper heart chamber is all about unity and oneness, whereas the lower is more of the human experience type heart. And when they work together, there is this harmonic balance with one another. So it's alchemizing effect. So the throat chakra is more in connection with the upper heart. So just to say, all the chakras centers, they're also known as psychic centers by some. They're energy wheels that look like sacred geometries, and they have, certain movement to them, and they move at a certain rate when we're feeling block. Although it's not really a block, but it's just certain things that are, I like to look at it like a software where it's like there's a bad code, let's just say. And this is more like a distorted energy, actually, that is within that chakra point. If we've gone through certain trauma and certain pains in this lifetime, but also in previous lifetimes that are hidden and subconscious within these areas of these energy centers. So it produces this distorted energy that's almost like a noise energy that is, blocking the flow of the energy itself, the energy wheel. And it has its own color, right? It has this bluish color where it, can get brighter as we clear some more of those areas that are distorted. So I talk about my experience with the throat chakra, which is why I want to talk about it. I dedicated an episode for this. This is one of the areas that I focused on as well a lot, because there was what was coming through, what I was remembering was all the lifetimes where I have been killed, hanged, and even beheaded. And my throat chakra had been sabotaged in that way. And all of that was to keep me quiet or shut me up from speaking my divine truth. Because as a light worker and a starseed, I spent many human lifetimes where I would speak up divine truth. And in every case, I would be shut down. And that would be in a form of hanging or being beheaded. And it's painful, though, actually, to remember these things, which, part of me remembered. And I had to work on it myself and transmute it significantly. And it has come really far. In order for me to be able to prepare for this podcast and prepare for me to be able to speak in public through my YouTube channel or through other means. And when I first started launching my business, that was like one of the hardest things for me to do, was to be able to speak in public. And it was petrifying because there was still this distorted energy from those past lives where I spoke many times, but every time I did, it just seemed like I was always shut down and I was abandoned. And so I had to really work a lot. And it all started with my heart, which I did a lot of clearing. But the more I did that, the more I was also assisting the other areas in myself, which included the throat chakra. And there was just recently, I feel like the more that I was clearing, the more that was being transmuted. And just since last year, actually 2022, and going into 2023, I felt that there was something very big that was starting to shift in my throat chakra. And that was because of my preparations to do this podcast itself, that this new voice was coming out of me that was much stronger. And the vibrational energy of it and the frequency just feels much different. But during that time, it felt like I was choking, like literally choking. And I think it was because it was really clearing a lot of the times that I was hanged. And I mean, it's an awful feeling to feel, but there was a lot of releasing that was going on in those vocal cords. And what was shifting was this other voice that was being activated and that was coming in with much stronger force of power, but with love, combining it with the heart. So I don't know if you heard, the expression when sometimes when people get emotional, it can feel like you have the heart in your throat. That's because there is also a heart within the throat chakra, but it is also working in conjunction with the upper heart. So if we are into certain grief or even anger, it could sometimes feel like the heart is right in your throat. And there is, that interconnection of the two energies themselves. So I just want to say, though, because I feel like in a lot of starseeds and light workers, and I saw this in my clients as well, that many suffer from the throat chakra being sabotaged and not being able to speak from truth, or finding it very hard to express themselves in whatever way that was. And so the best way, though, that I want to advise about this is, for one, having the acknowledgement and the awareness that it's there. And secondly, is to give yourself the space in the way that you want to express it, and allow your voice to be heard. And that could start with some singing, and it could just start with some kind of vocal cord sounds like Om, and practicing that so that you're able to establish more of your own voice in transmuting that area where you feel that there is something there that is in the way, that feels distorted. And it takes, a huge amount of courage as well for us to be able to step more fully into this divine truth, because we have been conditioned also by society in a way, brainwashed to be like the society and the culture that we're in, where you have to be a certain norm to be accepted. But your heart is telling you that you are more than this human physical form, and is speaking your divine truth. So allow your voice to be expressed through your own sacred heart, and speak from your own higher guidance and intuition, and speak from love, which is your divine truth, and it is connected to your soul essence. It is how you're being expressed here on this earth. And each and every one of us have our own voice and our own frequency, and how that is expressed. And it doesn't have to be an aggressive or in an aggression way. The love that emanates through your divine throat chakra is 10 times more powerful. And so tap into your own voice inside as well, and let it just be expressed through your own throat, whether that be singing, or that be attunement, or any type of sound that wants to be expressed right now through your own vocal cords that's connected to divine source, connected to the cosmos. It is your divine truth, and it is our time now on this earth to be living a life where we can express ourselves in the way that we desire, without feeling the fear of being judged by others for being who you are, because you are of source, and you have your own unique expression through your voice. So the throat chakra just needs to be liberated from whatever may have happened from these past lives, or this life, where it may have caused some kind of trauma or pain to cause a hesitation to want to speak up. And I grew up, actually, like when I was growing up, I was super quiet. I didn't even speak as much, and I didn't really care to speak to others. Of course, there is that inner silence as well, where you can get an amount of information as well when you tap in within. And I was also very shy as well. But part of it too was because of the traumas and the pains that I was carrying at a subconscious level of not being able to express myself in the way that I wanted to through my own voice. And it's not until I started to really work on myself energetically in the throat chakra and I started to speak more in public like I am right now, my voice started to also activate even more so. And for that, I am grateful for having the space to be able to express myself. So now I invite you to also express yourself in the way that is best for you. First, tapping in within your own heart and listening to what it is calling you to right now, into how it wants to express itself through your voice. So that is the message for this episode. And I will be connecting with you at another episode. But I just want to end this by saying to keep expressing yourself in the way that is the most suitable for divine expression that is coming through you. I'm sending you so much love. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.